Lloyd Machedo speaking to you from LloydMachedo.com. Who's Lloyd Machedo? Think Personal Branding. Okay, you, for those of you who follow my videos, would know that I have confessed to doing some really bad things. Okay, bad things in my life where I I wouldn't put it very lightly. There's no easy way of saying this, but I cheated my best friend, the person who was there for me. Cheated in the sense I was not I was not able to be faithful to the person who fought against the entire world for me, who stood by my side. And it is not something that I say very lightly. It's not something that I'm very proud of. And it's not something I've kept hidden. I've openly told all of you that these are the bad things I've done. And yes, I am very aware of the fact that a lot of people have criticized me. I said, yeah, this two-faced guy and all that. And I've not tried to give excuses by saying that nobody is perfect. We all have skeletons in the closet. We all have done bad things. Or I could have used the quote by saying, he who has never committed a sin be the first one to cast a stone. No, I take personal, complete responsibility for what I did. And I did it because of the circumstances of the situation. I did what I had to do. Okay. And it is something that I have to live with. Okay. But now, why am I bringing this up? Why am I bringing this up? The problem is because I have a social media presence, because I have these people who follow me, especially youngsters, they kind of get this, they kind of sometimes cherry pick what they would like to hear and take it out of context. I remember giving this video where I spoke, have a context, have a perception, understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. Like, for example, if I were to say that I slept around with a lot of women, or I cheated my best friend, or I'm cold, calculated. Now, that does not mean that this is a validation or a ticket for you to start doing these things. Like, for example, let's say I tattooed my entire body, I tattooed my face. There are many youngsters who come to me and, oh, even I want to tattoo myself and all that. And they get surprised when I tell them, no, listen, you should not do that. They said, but you tattooed yourself. I did this after the age of 31. In fact, the right age to get tattooed, I tell them, is after 35, when you are absolutely sure and very clear of what you want. Have people done it at an early age? Yes, I know some people have even done it at the age of, I think, 9 or 10. I know some children, I don't know how their parents allowed or how did they manage to get it done. There are people who have done it at the age of 20. I tell them, please don't do that, because we change with time. I'm pretty sure what you liked at the age of 5 changed when you were 10, changed when you were 15, changed when you were 20. It always changes in these, number of years. If you take 3 every 3 years, what you liked maybe 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, it'll change. So having something that is permanent on your body or this thing at a young age, you will regret it. Now, for example, with me, lucky for me, really lucky that I don't regret what the tattoos I put. If there was any regret, it would be, oh, I wish I'd put a different design. Maybe I'd put a different design. That's about it. Thankfully, the tattoos on my face and all that didn't come out in a bad way. I see some people's tattoos, they've written dates and X and 0 and Y and put someone's face. And many of them look horrible. In my case, okay, I was never handsome or good looking, and this never made me more good looking, but it made me who I am. And my wife also says, I prefer you with the tattoo. So it has worked well for me. But for many others, it might be a disaster. Okay, so that's one. I give as an example of tattoos. So, in the same way, sleeping around, having multiple girlfriends or boyfriends, in my case, I was lucky that it was in Dubai where you have, tests for sexually transmitted disease, STDs. You have to undergo tests every single time. And the girls that I was dating or going out with or sleeping around with, they were not girls who would sleep around with multiple partners. They were girls who were nicey girls, kind of would have one partner for, number of years, and after that not have any partner. So I always chose girlfriends like that, not the ones who would go to a nightclub and pick up any partner. Yes, I did have one or two crazy ones like that, but it was not frequent. So I was lucky. But in a country like, let's say, India or Thailand, where things are more liberal, or you can just sleep around, or there's no mandatory STD testing, you can end up in serious problems. I know one girl who was my ex-girlfriend, and I was her first boyfriend. And when she went abroad, imagine, I was her first boyfriend, and she never had anyone after that. She stayed without a guy for many years, and the first guy that she met abroad turned out to be someone who had STD. I think it was herpes, and herpes is not curable. In fact, I even know of a very young girl who was, I think, she was a young college student. I used to always guide her online. We never physically met. She was in Dubai. She went to Australia. And the first ever guy she had sex with, the first ever, turned out to have an STD. And, it's a disaster. So all I'm trying to tell you is, keep in mind that every action that you take, there is a repercussion. So there's a price to pay. So tattoos, girlfriends. Now, in terms of one of the most heinous, or one of the most terrible things that I've done, cheating on my own best friend. I'm not one of those people who believes in karma and all that bull. Okay, I don't believe that. But I strongly believe that you should not, wherever possible, hurt or harm anyone. It's not good. Like I said, there's no karma or anything like that. But I mean, you should be a decent human being. As far as possible, try to be a nice person. Now, nice in the sense, like, I don't go around helping everyone for free or charity and all that. No, I'm not saying that. But don't do bad. And always keep in mind the context in which I did what I did. Why I got married to my best friend is because in Sharjah, those days, we are talking of 2016, the Sharia law was still applicable in Sharjah. And a CID, a police officer, he happened to see, he was in the elevator with me. He saw me getting off at a particular floor. He asked me, where do you stay? And I'd come in the night after doing an event. So I had full tattoos. In Sharjah, even tattoos are not allowed. So I immediately knew that, sheesh, this guy is a cop guy. And I had the strongest gut feeling he's going to come and check. So I told him, I stay in this. He said, okay, fine. And then I was like, oh, sheesh, now he knows where I stay. He will come for checking. And lo and behold, he did come to check, and he asked me, whose name is this house? And I had to tell him the truth, because I couldn't tell him that it is in my name. I told him whose name it is. And he said, what is your relationship with her? I said, she's my wife. Because I'm mentally prepared that if someone comes and asks, he asks, show me your passport. Show me proof that you're married. Immediately I told him, it's in the consulate, the passport. So he said, okay, when is it coming back? I said, it might take 1 week or 10 days. So yeah, when it comes, come to the police station and give it. Thankfully, he didn't take any ID card, he didn't take anything, and he forgot about it. But I realize now, I had already told him I was married. I had to get married. So we just sped up the process. I told her, she was very scared. I was scared. We had to get married. And I got married under those circumstances. And I genuinely wanted the relationship to work. It's not that I got married to my third wife to cheat on her. No. To break up with her, to use her. No. However, once after getting married, I realized I did my best. I tried to make it work. It didn't work. And then eventually, at some point, when you're not in love with someone, you don't want to have a child with that person, you don't see a future, and you don't have an active sex life. I mean, eventually you do end up with somebody else, right? And because I was active in sports and bodybuilding and cycling and running, you would meet attractive people, and eventually I did end up getting attracted to multiple, female partners. And then I realized, oh, sheesh, man, what the hell is happening here? Until I think the people who are close to me said, Loy, see, listen, you have been so many years staying with her, but you are having other sexual partners. You need to let her go. You need to tell her the truth. You need to, if there's no future, just let her go. And I battled with this for months. It was not a very easy decision to break off the relationship. And eventually, it came to the part where I had to leave UAE, and now it didn't make sense dragging her with me to Thailand. And we were staying together because, well, we had to at that time. And, it was a painful thing. It was a very painful thing. It was very tough mentally. I had to, like it's a, it hurt her more than it hurt me. And I had to live with this because this is not who I was. So I had to do that. And it's something I don't think I'd ever be able to forgive myself. I've shared this with my wife. I've showed her photographs of this girl. And I told her, this is the most terrible thing that I ever did. And my wife did tell me that if someone had done that to her, she wouldn't know how she would go ahead. So the point I'm trying to tell you is you should not play around with people's lives. Just because you hear somebody has done that in his past. See, there are many people who have done smoking, drinking, drugs, or they might have hurt or harmed people, or they must have played around. That does not mean, oh, my role model or this person I admire has done this, even I'll do that. No. In many cases, you do not know how things might turn out. There are, life is so unpredictable. Someone might take a gun and shoot you. Someone might take a knife and stab you. Someone might call the police on you. Someone might tell their relatives, and their relatives will do something really damaging to you. You just do not know how the hell life is going to play out. So my request to you is, when you are admiring someone and when you like someone and they share with you the good, bad, ugly sides to their life, don't cherry pick the bad and adopt it to yourself and then justify that he did it, I can do it. It doesn't work that way. Life is too unpredictable for you to get away doing bad. In fact, even if you do good, there's no guarantee that good will come to you. So just imagine if you do bad, maybe it'll be worse. So I just want to give you this very important message that please don't be so fascinated with the bad choices that I've done in my life, or for that matter, anyone who you admire, and think it's okay that he has done it, I'll also do it. It doesn't work out that way. Please be socially responsible. Stay true to yourself. That's all I'll tell you. Stay true to yourself. I'm not there to lecture you, do this or do that. But remember, end of the day, you will pay a price for what you have done. For me, in my case, like I said, I don't believe in karma and all that. I don't believe it's bad is going to come, that way and all. But I am painfully ashamed of what I've done, and it's something that I've not kept hidden from my wife. Many people say that, oh, your daughter is going to get it, or some people even say that, oh, you took advantage of girls, that's why you got a daughter. No, having a daughter is not a curse. Having a daughter is a blessing. At least I always wanted a daughter. I wanted her to be healthy and happy, and she is. I would, as a father, make her aware of how I was and people who are like when I was young, how they are, and just hope that something like this doesn't happen to her. So yeah, I don't want to sugarcoat what I've done. I don't want to justify what I've done. I did wrong, and it is not right. At the same time, I don't want whoever follows my channel or admires me to say it's okay. If Lloyd's done it, it's cool. Even I'll do it. No, it doesn't work out that way. So that's what I wanted to share with you. And please remember, if someone shares with you something and says, I did bad, I cheated someone, or I did this, see the context. And many times, in the toughest moments of our lives, we do things which are very questionable, very regrettable, but we have to do it in order to survive, sustain, thrive, and, just go ahead with our lives. So I just hope this is clear. Please do not do anything that is against the law, that breaks the law, or that can get you into serious trouble, or for that matter, hurts or harms any other human being. Wherever possible, try to sort out things in a nice, amicable fashion. Anyway, having said that, this is what I wanted to share with you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And yeah, please be true to yourself. That's all I'll tell you. Having said that, this is me signing off. Put your comments and thoughts down below.